What's going on, everybody? What's going on? It is Thursday, October 10th, 2024, and we're back with another live here on the Torian Rain Reloaded channel. If you haven't done so already, please be sure to go ahead and hit that like button, hit that share button, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell twice to be notified whenever I upload a new video or go live, or just simply join the Discord, and you'll be notified in there whenever I upload a new video. Shout out to the replay gang. Shout out to all the mods, all the members, everybody over there on Patreon. Shout out to you. Shout out to everybody on Instagram, everybody on X, and in the Discord. So this is just kind of like an impromptu live that I decided to do, but on a topic that the usual suspects just can't seem to let go of. And that is the topic of Michael Bird and Ashley Babbitt. So let me go ahead and acknowledge the people who are here so far, and we will just jump right on into it. We got Nanook 55, Hacksign KT. Shout out to T Sheed for becoming a excuse me, for becoming a member of the channel. I greatly appreciate it.
Welcome to the brother.
Let's see who else we have. We have Firebat, Wallow J, Gamers Den, Hacksign KT, Derry B, Reparations Nation, W Clack or WCLAC, Kingdom of Garvin, LOM, Celebrity Style Magazine, David Brown, Troy Scott, Mr. Ishmael, Scoop 2003, Terry Phillips, The Church of Black Power. Let's see who's going to be up first today when I drop that link. Y'all know it's a battle. It's a battle between Church and Wallow J. Wallow J been slipping the last couple of days. We got Cosma Fury, AW1, Tildall 12. We got the True Royal Family up in here. Black Knight Discussions, Melanin 100%. George Golden, Bills Fan 1970. And D. Shout out to everybody that is here so far. Please, please, please hit the like button. I would greatly appreciate that. Paradigm T101. So there was this post that I came across on X. Now, let me tell y'all something. If X did not have the algorithm switch that it did when it got purchased from Jack Dorsey and got that switch, I probably would not have seen this post, because I can't remember if somebody sent this to me or tagged me in it, or it just popped up on my timeline. But somebody made this post about 2 weeks ago on X asking the question. They posted this meme up. Well, they said the question is he guilty? Please repost. What do you think? And they put up a meme or a picture of Michael Bird with Ashley next to Ashley Babbitt. And they were asking, should Michael Bird have been charged with killing Ashley Babbitt? So before I actually get into all of this, let me give a little bit of the backstory. So yes, we all know what went down on January 6, 2021. The world saw it. Listen, I was in close proximity because I don't live far from where it happened at. Maybe about, depending on traffic, maybe about 20 minutes. And we saw what happened. And one of the casualties that day, or the main casualty that day, was Ashley Babbitt. This woman right here, she flew all the way from California to DC to go and do what she did, her and thousands of others, even though her own husband told her not to go there. Her own husband told her to not go, and she went anyway. So she decided that she was going to try to climb through the window, and Michael Bird popped her. Now, here's the thing. When that happened, we only knew that she got taken out. We didn't know who did it. We knew it had to be somebody who worked there, though. It had to be somebody who was a cop that worked there. That's all we knew. And I remember a report going out before Michael Bird's identity got revealed. Someone had said, do not put this man's identity out there. And when they said that, something went off in the back of my brain that said, I bet you that this is a black man that did it. And because why else would they say that? Because there were other cops there as well. They were white cops there as well. And they didn't say that about any of them. So when I heard that, something just triggered in the back of my brain that said, I bet you he was a black man. And sure enough, somebody revealed who it was, and it was somebody in lamestream media that did it. I can't remember for the life of me who it was. Maybe someone in the chat can remember. It was somebody that put this man's identity out there. And I said, when I saw that, I said, oh, wow. Not only was my hunch correct, but they about to start attacking this man. They probably going to send him all kinds of threats and all types of stuff. And that's exactly what they did. And still to this day, they're still upset about it. Even more so because after it happened and the dust settled, he got interviews done, like he was being interviewed on different platforms and stuff like that. I think he might have been interviewed maybe on 60 Minutes. I'm not sure, but he got, like, he made his rounds a little bit because people wanted to talk to him. And not only that, but he got a promotion. This man ended up getting a promotion for, you know, what he did. He got acknowledged. I'm sure he probably got a financial incentive for what he did, and he got a promotion, which riled PC up even more because they feel in their minds that Michael Bird murdered Ashley Babbitt for no reason. They really think and believe in their mind that Ashley Babbitt was a complete and innocent bystander. Their words, not mine. And that's why we're going to go through some of these comments today, because I want y'all to see, in from the crowd of people who claims that Black people need to take accountability for their actions, need to pull ourselves up by our bootstraps, just need to comply, and see what they say when one of their own does not do any of the things that they try to tell us that we should be doing. So let's go ahead and get started, shall we? I'll probably spend maybe the first 20 to 30 minutes going through a lot of these comments. It's over 17,000 of them. And then I'll drop the link and let y'all come up, just so y'all can get an idea. And the irony of it is look at the name, the username that posted this, White Man. That's the person, the person who posted this, their username or their screen name is White Man. You can't make this up. So it pretty much speaks for itself. Yes, Ms. Nisi, this post has over 17,000 comments. It was posted on September 27th, 2024 at 7:04 a.m. It has 17,000 plus comments, over 10,000 reposts. It was liked over 41,000 times and bookmarked 244 times. The only reason I bookmarked it was because I needed it for today. After I'm done with this stream, I'm going to take it out of the bookmarks. So let's go into what people are talking. So let's start right here. This person right here named Mike B, in response to the question, said absolutely, and this is in saying Michael Bird should be charged, she was not a direct threat to his safety. He effed up and shot her without even meaning to, but it happened. And like everything that happens to the Democrats, they cover it up and justify it. Sick MFers. I'm not even going to go under the post or click on it and see the replies. I'm just looking at the initial reply to the post itself, because we ain't going to try to spend the day. That person got 217 replies to that. Someone else said simply, yes. This white man person who posted it said, yes, he is a criminal. Another person named Laura said, yes. White man, the person who posted it, replied to her and said he must be brought to justice. Exactly, Cosma. She was warned. Like, did we not all see? Listen, we must have seen two different videos, because he did give her a warning before she tried to climb through that window. Someone else said yes, yes, and a million times yes. And then white man said 100%. Someone else says unarmed woman, small woman, shot in the face during the day in broad daylight. Again, y'all, these are the people that keep trying to tell us that we need to take accountability and just comply. Another person said yes. Someone else says yes, he panicked and he shot her. I don't think he panicked, but okay. Someone else says it was murder, pure and simple. She was unarmed, not even in the same room as him. You know what? You want to know what's so funny? They keep talking about this unarmed thing. How many black people have been taken out and they were unarmed? But they keep telling us to comply. This is why I'm going over this today, because I want y'all to see the utter hypocrisy that spews out of their mouth when it comes to their own. But then when it's us, it's a whole different tone. The attitude, it pivots. So notice how many times they keep saying she was unarmed. How many times have black people been unarmed and they got taken out, and then they'll come back and say, well, guess what? To Ashley Babbitt, I'm saying, well, and I've been saying that since that day. And everybody else with a sound mind been saying the same thing. Another person says absolutely. Another person says yes, do not follow protocol. Another person said yes, of course. In any reality-based world, Michael Byrd would be in prison right now for the murder of Ashley Babbitt. The thing is, who is this person? Bonowitz? The world, hey, y'all created this system. We just live in it. Y'all just mad because the system didn't work in your favor when it came to her. See, the thing of the matter is, that's why the person didn't want Michael Byrd's identity out there, because the minute they knew that they found out Michael Byrd was a black man that did this, this is the response that was going to follow. This was the same thing that happened with Muhammad Noor, and he's not even black. He's Somalian. But because he took out that white woman who wasn't even American, she was Australian. Look at the response. The same thing with those two black cops down in Louisiana a few years ago. The white guy was in the wrong. He had his child there in the front seat and tried to use his vehicle as a weapon. They fired shots, what they thought was warning shots, into the back window, not realizing it was a boy in the front seat, and accidentally took him out. They immediately fired them, stripped them of their rank, all of that, and threw them right in jail, and nothing happened to the guy that did it. That was responsible. Someone says, I predict he still will be. Dude, it's been 3 years. Over 3 years. If they was going to get Michael Byrd on something, they would have gotten him then. Another person said he murdered Ashley. Another one says yes. Keep this also in mind, y'all. The people that are responding to this is the MAGA crowd right here. Remember what I told you, like how I like to go in on the shills more than anything? These are your MAGA shills right here. This is what we have to deal with. Let's hypothetically say 45 was to get reelected. We don't have to engage with 45. We have to deal with his supporters. These are his supporters, because we are in close proximity to them. And I'm not talking about maybe living amongst them or anything like that. I'm talking about just in everyday society, because they're out and about in the public eye. They don't have Secret Service around them. They're not flying in the Air Force One. They don't have a whole bunch of security with them. They don't live in the White House. They are walking amongst us. Some of them are your coworkers. Some of them are your neighbors. Some of them are your kids' teachers. This is what we have to deal with. This person says he should have been suspended and indicted. Whether he's found guilty is up to the courts. He should not have been promoted. And like I told you, when he got promoted after this, that's what really riled them up. Because in their eyes, they're seeing it as, oh, he got promoted for doing for doing dirt. How many times has PC been promoted after they've done something? Better yet, how many times have they gotten hired somewhere else and gotten a bigger position than where they were at previously? And shout out to We Next, aka DSB, for being a member for 1 month. He says, keep up the amazing work, my brother. I appreciate it. Blatant hypocrisy. Let's keep it moving. This person said 10,000. Someone says, was Ashley Babbitt actually shot? If you look at the raw video, there's no way you could. Okay, we don't got time for the conspiracy theorists. Oh, well, look, someone in here has some sense. Someone says the real question is, why did she take part in breaking through a barricaded door, break a window, and climb through the window when a man with a gun pointed at the window is yelling not to do it? And on top of that, she was on government property. She was on one of the biggest well-known government properties in the world, the Capitol. You may not, some people overseas may not have ever been to America, but if you show them that picture of that Capitol, they'll know exactly what that is because they've seen it. They see it in their history books. They see it on TV. They see it online. It says, we say all the time to do what the man with the gun tells you to do, get it on camera. I'd rather sue afterwards than my family because I was stupid and caught a bullet. Let me scroll down so I lost my spot. Someone else said, absolutely. Jeffrey said, this person says, not yet. If the current DOJ prosecutes him, he'll get off with a slap on the wrist. Since there is no statute of limitations on murder, a future legitimate DOJ will take care of it. They're still under the impression that he's going to be charged with something. And shout out to Denise, Miss Nisi, for the 10. She says, if you drop the link, I would like to be last to summarize, please. Oh, I saw the comment that you had left earlier. I know how sometimes you like to be last. But shout out to you either way for the contribution.
You ain't got to be a dope boy to have money.
This person said, yes. What exactly was he even protecting up there from the unarmed civilians who were just with other cops? I think he was ordered to be there and do that, just like they swept Ray Epps under the rug, who was a lead instigator FED agent. See, like, again, they keep throwing out their little theories and none of it makes sense. The point of the matter is Ashley Babbitt did what she did and she suffered the consequence. That's it. That is all. Someone says, also, why did it take so long to find out his identity didn't fit the narrative because they knew it was criminal? Well, the thing is, it really didn't take long to find out his identity. I know why they wanted to protect it. Because of responses like these. So I'm seeing a whole bunch of more yeses. Oh, let's see what this person says right here. So this person said, nope. They said the U.S. Attorney's Office for the District of Columbia cleared Byrd of wrongdoing in April, concluding that he acted in self-defense and in the defense of members of Congress. The U.S. Capitol Police announced in August that they had also cleared Byrd. I tried to wait as long as I could. Byrd said, I hoped and prayed no one tried to enter through those doors, but their failure to comply required me to take the appropriate action to save the lives of members of Congress and myself and my fellow officers. That is a quote that came directly from Michael Byrd. Someone else says, of course not. This matter has been thoroughly investigated and closed. Move on with your life. So there's sprinkles of people in there that actually have some sense. But all these other people who keep saying yes, it's like, okay, y'all literally reveal yourselves each and every time you say that. Someone else said, no, he is not guilty. He was doing his job. Was Ashley doing hers? She definitely wasn't, because she wasn't supposed to be there. Someone says, that is the least justified shooting I've seen for a law enforcement officer. Seriously, the least justified I have seen. So I've gone through those. I'm going to go through some of these quoted posts, and then I'm going to go ahead and drop the link. So let's see what they don't got no quote post? Oh, snap. I could have sworn it was. So everybody just left all their grievances on this one post. Well, in that case, I guess we'll jump right ahead to dropping the link. So let me go ahead and do that right now. And shout out to We Next, aka DSB, for the 10. I appreciate it.
When you're successful, you got new friends like Benjamin, Ulysses, and my favorite, Woodrow.
Again, if you would like to come up, you have to join the Discord, and the link will be in there. What's going on, KG? Wallow J. I don't know what's going on. Your boosters must be malfunctioning, because Church done beat you up here again for a third day in a row. This is crazy. This is just wild. What's going on?
Oh, what's up with you, Torian? Shouts out to you. Appreciate you for having me up. Wallow, man, I'm on your heels, bro. I am on your heels. I wasn't expecting to get that one this day. I thought that you was just going to have the finger at the ready, but maybe another time, I'm quick with the hands nowadays. But I just wanted to say, if she would have complied, she wouldn't have died.
I see what you did there.
I mean, it's that simple. I mean, and here's another thing too. She is a veteran.
Yes.
So she knows the rules. She knows the laws. She knows what she can get away with and what she cannot get away with.
Oh, you got to speak
Why
about
was
it.
she there in the first place?
Well, here's the thing. You got to speak about it in past tense.
Well, she knew the laws and she knew she shouldn't have been there. So why didn't she know that she shouldn't literally go? If her husband was sitting there telling her, and I think if I remember the story correctly, her parents was even telling her not to go.
Yeah, she had a bunch of people telling her not to go, and she still went. She was being very defiant.
And that's my point. You're telling me that she didn't deserve what she got, but people in her own circle was giving her the, hey, oh no, I wouldn't do that if I was you. No, don't do that, girl. Stay home with your husband. Like, she chose not to. And people like us, Trayvon Martin and anyone else you can think of, didn't even have that option. They were just minding their damn business when people then rolled up on them and underlive them. So all these folks running around here talking about, oh, well, she didn't deserve this. She was unarmed. All that stuff shows is your anti-blackness. That's it. Whatever happened to the Back the Blues? It's black.
That went out the window that day. It didn't even exist. I said, I know why. Like, when they said that they didn't want to reveal his identity, I can't remember who it was that said it. When they said we're not going to reveal who the identity of the cop that took her out, and that's when I knew it could not have been a white cop that did it. And when they revealed who it was, I said, there's why. That is exactly why.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's back to blue until he's black. Then he's just black. The blue goes away. And then one thing that I noticed. One of the comments that you read, it said, forget the protocol. It's only forget the protocol when it comes to black cops.
Exactly. That's why I went through that post. Like I said, it had 17,000 plus comments where 98% at least of those comments all said yes, or some kind of variation of, he should be charged. Or keep in mind, like I said, this happened at the beginning of 2021 in January. In April, they already found him, they cleared him of any wrongdoing under the guise of he was defending himself and the people in Congress. That was the big part right there. The people in Congress. That was the big part right there.
Wouldn't that make him a patriot?
Exactly. But they don't give us that time. Listen, whenever they say, when I don't know if you ever heard me say it, but whenever they say patriot, I always say patriot, because that's exactly what it is. They think all they got to do is stand up, say the Pledge of Allegiance, sing the national anthem, maybe join the military, drape themselves in the flag, and then boom, now you're of course, be PC too, because that's the true American right there.
Yeah, there's only one patriot, and apparently he's the same color as milk toast, but that's fine, I guess. This is why we nonpartisan, people. This is why we ain't running over to the right. We ain't sitting there talking about stay on the left. Both sides are full of straight idiots. I know you saw that video of the black dude getting hands put on him at a Trump rally.
Oh, you listen, you jumping, you putting your track shoes on. That's going to be one of my lives for next week.
Well, I'll be waiting on that.
Listen, the thing is, I was trying to go back and forth, trying to figure out, should I do it as a pre-record or do it as a live? I said, nah, I'm gonna do it as a live, and I think I have it set to be either live, either next Wednesday, this upcoming Wednesday, or either next Friday. The reason why I have to have it like that is because next week's kind of busy for me, and Wednesday and Friday, like the only 2 free days where I can go live during that week. So it's either going to be on that Wednesday or that Friday, because I got 2 lives, that one and something else that dumb that JD Vance said. Wait, I can't wait for y'all to hear that. I think KG knows what I'm talking about, because he is because of his post that he made that actually I guess you could say lured me to what JD Vance said. It was the most worst. I'm gonna just put it like this. PC, stop trying to make these false comparisons between whatever y'all got going on and whatever black people got going on, because they're bad faith arguments. Horrible.
They want so much to be oppressed, but they don't want to be oppressed. The second they see an inkling of their rights getting are in jeopardy, they start losing their minds, but they want to run around and talk as if they're oppressed. And that's the problem that they have. You can't just run around as the oppressor screaming how oppressed you are as an oppressor. It's nonsense. But I'm gonna go ahead and let you go. But I'm gonna be DMing you on X, because I have something I want to do with you. But I have this track that I know you're gonna love. I actually you love to say the term, 2 wings on the same dirty buzzard. I grew up with the 2 wings on the same dirty pigeon. So I put together
another filthy bird.
Yes. So I put together this pro-black politic album. It's in the form of a 70s disco style. And one of the songs on there is called 2 Wings on the Same Dirty Pigeon. And I know you're going to love it. So I want to send that over to you. Okay. You know what I'm saying? But peace be one to you. Shout out to the chat.
Be one. Shout out to Church for coming up. Next up, we got this is
this is not funny. My reign has officially been over, folks. I humbly accept defeat. It was a nice run. I apologize, Ms. Nisi. Don't hurt me. And also, Church, you said some Paul's-worthy stuff. I should have said something in the back channel, but yeah, you said some very Paul's-worthy stuff. So pause. It's not off. It's really pathetic. 3 years later, we're still talking about this same chick with the same cop who rightfully deleted her for trespassing on government property and not being told what to do. Why are we still talking about this? Not you, Torn. Just saying in general. Yeah. Why are people still talking about this? She was in the wrong. She called him. Sorry,
go ahead. Go ahead.
No, she just caught a hot load to the face. Pause and paid the price for it.
Like I said, it's because of who he is. He's a black cop. That's really what it boils down to. Like whenever, it's all. They're mad because, see, you got to think, it was also around the time when they were starting to catch a lot of L's, because you got to think this is months after what happened with George Floyd and Derek Chauvin, all of them getting locked up and charged and everything. Yep. And then this happened right here. So they were catching a lot of L's at that time. And this one right here really grinded their gears, because here you have this black cop that took out this PC woman who used to be in the military, who wasn't even supposed to be there in the first place. And they feel like she should have been able to do it, because at that time, this particular crowd was pushing back against the establishment because they felt like something was stolen from them. They was running off of that oh, the election was stolen. The election was stolen. They was running off of that anger and that emotion.
Mm-hmm.
And then when this happened, they felt like this black cop right here, I know they called him something else. I already know. But when he did what he did to her, they felt like one of Trump's soldiers was taken out by the opposition. And then on top of that, not only did in their eyes did he get away with it, but he was rewarded as well.
Well, they need to get the hell over it, because I mean, it is what it is. Y'all know what she did was wrong. Y'all just upset that your privilege didn't get you ahead in the situation. It's like, no, you weren't supposed to be. First off, none of y'all are supposed to be there. Y'all upset because, like you said, with George Floyd, you got upset because your boy lost. You got upset because you lost the House and the Senate, which don't really benefit anybody. So you got upset over all that. Then you go up there mad, yelling, and you're going up there possibly losing your career, your jobs, your workplace because you went to Capitol Hill. And then some of y'all didn't even vote. That's the crazy part about it. People get arrested. I'm like, some of y'all didn't even vote. And you mad? What you mad for? That it was like, really? I can understand if you was up there voting, but you didn't vote. And like you said, they felt like they was still. You remember when they was posting signs on the street like the election was stolen, stop the steal, all that crap. That crowd got them out. And I'm like, bro. I was like, damn. I said we didn't have black folks never acted like that. We don't need to act like that because we're more civilized than them. But I'm gonna land my plane there, Torian. B1.
Shout out to Wallow J for coming up. Next, we got Cosmo. What's going on?
Hey, how you doing, man? I'm actually wearing a uniform in that picture right now. A Devils game is about to start, so I just want to try to keep this as brief as possible. Now, yeah, I want to ask the question: where's Back to Blue? Because they're missing a certain color. They've been exposed. We know it's Back to Blue and white, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, and my thing is, he warned her, everybody in the chat, Torian, right? You heard those two PC men next to her say, he got a gun, don't go, right?
Yep.
She didn't listen, right? Exactly. What are they still talking about? I don't get it. They've shown our people have been wrongfully deleted over stuff that wasn't egregious like this. She basically didn't follow orders. And like Church said, like Wallow said, she's a former military. They know about the rules of engagement. She should have known better. A whole family told her, don't do it. I don't know what Trump got over these people, meaning like I don't get it. I don't get how any politician can have this hold over anybody that you were willing to go and storm a Senate or whatever to change an election, right? Look what happened to Al Gore years ago. Nobody talks about that, right? In Florida, where Bush's brother happens to be governor at the time.
Yeah.
Hey, we just pretty much let it go, right? No, they couldn't. They couldn't. They couldn't take an L. And I gotta agree with Wallow. They've been taking L's. At that time, they started taking massive L's over that. And it's funny how, for a person that constantly says, a group that constantly says, "I don't see color," you sure do in this situation, don't you?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
that's one of the biggest lies that they tell us and themselves. That's a double-edged lie.
No. Now you understand why KG feel the way he do about what Triple H recently said at a press conference. About they be like, hey, we happen not to see a lot of black male talent on pay-per-views or on TV. What's going on with that? He was like, I just book it, I don't see color.
I give the major side eye whenever I hear him say that. I'm like, you lying. You lying right now.
Yo. You the same one that was in DX that said that came to the Nation Domination said go back to Africa. Remember that posting y'all that scribbled on their wall when you had to face their stuff? Yeah, okay. All right. Yeah, we don't see color. Even Brandy had to check Cody Rhodes on that. Like, don't say that. You don't know what I've been through. She said that to him. Like, so this C color stuff is BS because this case right now with Michael Bird, they would have, I mean, not case, them trying to make a case out of it. It makes no sense to me whatsoever. Everything was there. She didn't comply, like Church of Black Power said, so she got sent to the pit. Because I believe that's where she at right now. Anyway, I'm gonna land my plane here. Thanks for having me up.
Appreciate you for coming up. Exactly. And I gotta highlight Noam King's comment because he made a really good comment. And shout out to you. He says she would have been charged with multiple crimes if she didn't die: breaking and entering, vandalism, disturbing the peace, disorderly conduct, assault and battery, etc. Exactly. She would have got those same type of charges that the rest of them got. So either way, she wasn't innocent. But they keep trying to make her out to be this innocent woman. I'm like, how does someone you got to ask the fools in the comments that I was reading. How would you feel? And it doesn't even have to be Ashley Babbitt. If someone broke into your home, are you going to say, oh, just let them go? Like, no. They came to your property with the intent to steal from you or worse. True Royal. Oh, True Royal. You know, Ashley was your homegirl, right? I had to mess with you on that. When I saw you down there, I said I'm going to ask you, Royal, when she come up.
Well, I remember this distinctly. And the first thing that ran across my mind, since you brought it, refreshing us again, is that she was military. So I hold her to even much of a higher standard because they are supposed to obey, the law, rules, and regulations. And I distinctly remember she hesitated for a minute because she was warned. It wasn't like somebody just popped her behind. And what she did, what they call in the military, is a breach. Because once she crossed that line, she knew, based on being in the military, what that meant and what she was going to get once she crossed that certain line. You breached, you die. That's it, and that's all. And he did exactly what he was supposed to do. He was trained to kill. He had to protect the people who were working for the government. Plus, we got to remember there was family members back there too, as well. And now because I had to refresh myself. I discovered while you were talking about this, her family was trying to sue and all. When it first went down, her family act like it didn't even bother them at all because she was already hard-headed, didn't listen to her husband. So she had a problem with authority from straight up. I'm real big on being a Hebrew Israelite, that we supposed to submit to the head of the household. I'm very strict on that. So she thought she was G.I. Jane at the end of the day. She know what that was. That was a breach. Straight up. And homeboy did exactly what he was supposed to do, because they always, and I'm being very specific, they're always talking about, they done killed one of us and maybe they need to be trained more and all this stuff. Well, he was trained very well and he was rewarded for his training. I love it. Salute to the brother at the end of the day. I love it.
Exactly.
That's all I got to say.
All right. Appreciate you coming up.
Much respect.
Shout out to True Royal. Next, we got Kev C. What's going on?
Yeah. Hello, Tarian. How you doing? Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Yeah, I was trying to figure out the Discord thing. Hopefully I didn't mess it up. But I figured out the StreamYard link.
Okay.
Yeah. At any rate, I was looking at this, right, and I was listening to your commentary. And here's the thing: where they're gonna have trouble is they can't really outrun their history, right? And they can't outrun basically what's going on in present day. So what they're having trouble with is the hypocrisy Where's okay? What they're having? I'm sorry, this is my phone. Let me get that real quick. Get this offline. Sorry about that. Yeah, what they're having trouble with is the hypocrisy of their statements and their behavior. It's like you
Mhm.
said, all you got to do is comply. Just listen to what you're told to do. If you have any interaction with police officers, this, that, and the third, and all the other stuff. Well, wasn't it's bad enough they were storming the Capitol and nobody, lost any of their lives up until that point, up until they actually breached the chamber. I
Mhm.
forget which one they went into, the Senate or the House. It doesn't matter because they were in the Capitol building at that point. And the thing is that
And not to mention, I mean to
um,
cut you off, and not to mention, not to cut you off, the stuff that they did when they got in there. I'm not going to go into detail, but y'all know about the stuff that they did when they got in there, and what I should say is what they left behind. I mean, straight up savagery.
it was pretty bad. Yeah, yeah, they did a
Yes.
lot of bad stuff to the walls
Yeah.
and destroyed it.
Yeah.
They did $1 million worth of damage. The thing is that it's crazy because you know they're trying to the hypocrisy is they're trying to say that because I've heard a whole bunch of variations of this that black people are celebrating George Floyd as some kind of hero. No, he's not a hero. He was a victim. That was the whole point of the protest. That was the whole point of making a big deal about it because if any police officer can just put handcuffs on you and then put a knee to your neck for 19, 20 minutes and then eventually snuff your life out, then that means it can happen to anybody. You're supposed to protest against that. And
Yeah.
here's and believe it or not, I got this from Candace Owens, by the way. I know we don't like her. I absolutely don't like that. Don't like her. But she actually said something that was very interesting. She said, because every now and then I do watch what she says just to see what she comes up with her, crazy ideologies. But she said something that did make sense one time. She said, if you want to know that something is racist or there's a problem with it, then whatever issue or incident that you're actually talking about, take the person that you're talking about and replace it with a different race. Just switch the races. And
Mm-hmm.
if it's a problem, then that's how you know it's racist. So take a bunch of 5,000 plus black people storming the Capitol, and then there's a bunch of white police officers, you know, um, trying to defend that location. Do you know anybody who loses their life at that point? They'd easily justify that and say, "Well, y'all shouldn't have been doing that."
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Of
so
course.
you shouldn't
Like
have been doing
that.
that.
That's why I said whenever black people have an incident, like say with the police, and they say the black person was unarmed, and they still took him out anyway. They
Yeah,
tried to use that with her and say, "Oh, she was unarmed." But the difference is, she went to them with the smoke and the pressure and climbed in even after she was warned not to, and they told her that he had a firearm, and he gave
yeah,
her a warning, multiple warnings, and she still did it anyway. So, like I said, she wasn't complying. She was being very defiant. She was being defiant against Michael Byrd. She was not listening to the people that were telling her to get back. She didn't even listen to her husband telling her not to go. This woman flew over 3,000 miles from California in another time zone all the way to the East Coast just to lose her life.
and see that, and that's the problem they're going to have. They know the hypocrisy of their behavior and their actions and what it is they're saying, and they know all of this stuff is wrong, but it doesn't matter because in the United States, the way the system is set up, they're supposed to be able to just slide by with all of this stuff.
Oh
And
yeah.
and oh, by the way, the fact that Michael Byrd was black and he took their life and he took that woman's life,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
justifiably so, because that's why he's not punished. He's not in jail. He's defending his position, which is what he's supposed to do, and he got rewarded for it. Then that's
And a
even worse because
promotion.
exactly. So that's even worse to them. That's an insult to them. Like because remember, at one point in the United States, you could actually take a black person's life, and there was no punishment behind that. And you could do that
Oh
for
yeah.
hundreds of years, going all the way back to enslavement during Jim Crow racism, and even recently. And there was a Javion McGee just got hung, and
Mm-hmm.
we know he didn't, self-terminate. We know he didn't
It was
hang
a
himself.
it was another one that happened recently. This black man out in Alabama. I just recently heard about it, and already, and before when I first heard about it, I didn't read anything. I already
Yeah,
knew they was going to go with he took his own stuff out. I said just like clockwork.
Yeah. So this is the trouble that they're having, which is why when we explain stuff, and what their issue is, we're not silent about it. That's really what their issue is.
Mhm.
That's the problem. It's like, look, y'all just need to shut up, stop, let us do what we're gonna do. If we mistreat you and abuse you, then you just need to shut up and take it. And because we won't, that's the trouble that they're having. And not only that, we actually have the audacity, the temerity, the courage to even call out their hypocrisy. Think about 5,000 plus black people storming the Capitol. And what would and everybody would, and whatever happened to them would have been, they've been like, yep, you deserve that. Everything bad that happened to you, you deserve because you weren't supposed to be there. You shouldn't have been doing that. But you
Right.
switch with 5,000 plus white people, then it's like, oh, hey, y'all need to take it easy. That shouldn't have happened. And does that make any sense to you? No. And they know it doesn't make any sense. And they in order for them to actually think that we're going to accept that, they have to believe that we're stupid.
Yeah.
They have to believe that we're stupid and we're just going to let them abuse and mistreat us. And they get to do what it is they want to do without regard to the law. But we have to obey the law on total line and do everything, according to the book. Like
Exactly.
it's crazy, and that's why they're having so much trouble. And it's not even so much about the stuff that's happened in the past. This is very recent. You'll have people who will say, well, there's no such thing as racism. Stop whining and complaining. Stop being a victim and pull yourself up by your bootstraps. You're not telling that to those folks coming across the border. You're not telling that to Ashley Babbitt. You even have one of the funniest things, and nobody's even done it to me yet, because I guess I'm ready for it. That's why nobody's ever, said it. But they talking about reverse racism and anti-white racism and all this other stuff, and black and white people are the victims of. I'm like, who's
Mhm.
oppressing you? Who's enslaving you? Who's abusing you? Who's randomly, who's denying you economic opportunities and education, and like who's doing all of this stuff to you? If y'all are the victims of racism, then what are you talking about? I need you to explain that to me. Like they can't do it. Um, I don't know if you've looked at Charlie Kirk and some of his
Oh God,
video.
I try my
Yeah,
best to avoid
yeah,
Charlie Kirk like the plague.
that dude. I don't care when he talks about LBGT and feminism and white people issues and all of this stuff. I don't even care. But whenever I hear him talk about black people and black issues and whatever, he always gets it wrong. He lies, he omits information, he distorts the history, he
He
does everything
that
in
that
order
man is
to make his point.
that man
And
is a
he's not the only
walking
one. There's a
fallacy.
plenty of them that do that.
Yeah, that man
He's
is a
not the only one.
walking
There's plenty of
fallacy.
them that do that.
Nothing that ever really comes out of his mouth is ever true. But because he
Yeah.
has a platform and people tend to gravitate towards him, that's why he continues to talk. But a lot of them don't realize it, but their grift is coming to an end.
But that's why they're getting accused of being, racist. That's why they're getting accused of being, supremacists. That's why they're getting accused of being, and even if you can't, even if they say, well, I don't have a racist bone in my body. How could you look? Because of your hypocrisy, because of what you're saying, because of your demonstrated anti-blackness and everything else, then I at least have to suspect that you are, right?
Yeah.
And based on, and then you explain it to them, they're like, oh, yeah, but I'm like, look, you're telling me this, but I'm sitting here looking at you, and I'm looking at the incidents, and I'm looking at your actions, and I'm looking at the behavior, and then you expect me to just be stupid enough and basically enough of a pushover to allow you to let it happen, and that's literally what's frustrating them. What they're really mad about, from what I see, is that they can't do what they used to be able to do. They want to be able to just string you up publicly and take pictures and smile, and they can't do that because it's out of fashion, and we wouldn't tolerate it anyway because they know that there'd be a response to it. So that's what their issue is. So now they have to attack you different ways, right? And then they have to lie, they have to distort, they have to omit, they have to cheat, they got to steal, they do anything and everything. But they got, and then the famous phrase now, the famous buzzword now is gaslighting. But talk about being gaslit. I mean, how long has that been going on? All the way back to the 1600s for what black people in the United States, right? In North America. So yeah, that's what their issue is, and they're never going to outrun this because the problem is they don't want to stop doing the things that they're doing. Just what 2023, there was I don't know if you heard about it, but there was two black men that got tortured for hours by six white police officers,
Yeah, I heard
right?
about that. I intentionally chose not to talk about that because it was just that was a lot. like for even to the point where I didn't talk about, but I did hear about it. I was aware
Yeah,
of
but
it.
that's what it looks like today. That's what racism looks like today. It's like, this is what I can do to you for hours just because you're black. Not because you're doing anything wrong, not because you broken the law, you violated anything. It's just, you know what? You just happen to be you just happen to have a skin tone that's deserving of abuse, and I should be able to do that, and you need to shut up and just deal with it. And because we won't, they have a problem with that. Like now I will say this: there's always some good people who will come out and say, hey, look, you guys are wrong. We shouldn't be doing this. This is a bad thing. But you know what I noticed? Those people are never in charge of anything. They don't have any power. They don't have any authority. They can't make any laws. They can't enforce anything. It's always some older person, some young person, somebody with just some random person that's basically trying to be good and be like, the race. Yeah, we know you ain't, but you ain't got no power either. You can't stop it. So what good are you? Whenever we need y'all, we can't find y'all. So you being a good person really doesn't help us at all. So what are you talking about? You might as well just stay off the internet.
Hey, Kev C, I don't mean to cut you
Anyway,
off, but I have a couple more people that I have to get to.
yeah. But yeah, I just kind of wanted to point that out because that's what the real issue is. They just can't outrun their own behavior and their own racist history and past. That's what it is.
All right.
Present, past, current day, all of that stuff. They just can't outrun it, and that's their problem. But yeah,
All
hey,
right.
thanks for letting me out, man.
No problem. Shout out to Kev C for coming up. Next, we got Don P. What's going on?
Hey, what's going on, nephew?
What's going on? Oh, speaking of home girls, Ashley, that was your homegirl too, right?
Oh yeah, that was my homie from way back. From way back, yes indeed. Hey, peep game in Palo Alto, which was one of the departments I started with early on. Our training in a high intense situation. So like, if you had somebody on PCP or something like that, or if you're in a high intense situation like that, it's 2 to the chest, 1 to the head. It's 2 to the chest, 1 to the head. Now, here's the other thing. They butthurt because, they kept us out in professions so that they could have exclusive rights on torturing folks and getting away with every damn thing. That's why they kept us out these departments for so long. But at any rate, the other side of that is this. Let's say he didn't do something. Let's say he didn't act. And she was able to get through, and then subsequently all those other people were able to get through following her, right?
Mm-hmm.
And one of those elected officials got injured, or even one of his fellow officers got injured or killed.
Yep.
He would be, again, I would, if I was his commanding officer, I'd bring him up on dereliction of duty and all these other things. You were supposed to do your job, and that is to eliminate the threat or neutralize the threat. However that's done. Minimal amount of force to overcome the maximum amount of resistance. So anyway, that's all I wanted to say was brothers doing his job. They just butthurt because the black codes are out, and we can't lay hands on them if they so choose to lay hands on us. So I'm gonna land there, Torian.
Appreciate you coming up. Shout out to Don P. And we're about to bring our last person up, and y'all already know who it is. They wanted to be last, and I happily obliged. Miss Nisi, what's going on?
Good evening, Torian. Can you hear me, baby?
I can hear you.
Good evening, family in the chat. All right, I got to summarize. I wrote my thoughts down. Ashley Babbitt asked for it, point blank, period. In my opinion, she believed in her white privilege, and with her arrogance, which caused her deletion. I also come up with how they tell us as the people to comply. Translation: comply means stand still, keep your damn mouth shut, and let me kill you, nigga. What you think?
Oh yeah, their comply is way different than ours, and we as we have seen time and time again versus how their compliant is as well. Because as you can see right here with what happened with her, they didn't see that as her being non-compliant. I don't know
course
what
not.
I don't know what I know what they saw, but we saw something completely different through two different sets of lenses.
In their warped minds is I'm white and I say so, and I can do whatever the F I want. That's all that is. And they're pissed, like everybody else has said, that a black man smoked her ass and he got a promotion. Oh, well.
Mm-hmm. Just like it says right there on the thumbnail under the live button, she got what she deserved.
Exactly. I'm ex-military, as you know.
Yeah.
I ain't gotta say no more. White folks are stupid. And I'm gonna land there.
Thanks for coming up, Ms. Nisi.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to Ms. Nisi for coming up and rounding out the panel discussion this evening. I'm about to go ahead and shut it down. Shout out to everybody who contributed. Shout out to T-She for becoming a member, DSB for being a member for 1 month, Ms. Nisi for being a member for 8 months, and contributing 10 to the super chat, as well as DSB for contributing as well. There won't be another live stream again until Sunday, which y'all all know is True Crime Sunday. This upcoming Sunday on Rumble. Of course, I'll start it off over here to get people to go over there. I'll go ahead and tell y'all what the True Crime Sunday topic is going to be. The True Crime Sunday topic is going to be on the murder of Merlin Santana. Y'all may remember him famously for being the character Romeo on the Steve Harvey Show. Unfortunately, he lost his life back in 2003 to some BS. But that is going to be the True Crime Sunday topic on Sunday. So make sure that y'all are present for that. And that'll be at 12 noon Eastern Standard Time on Sunday on Rumble. So with that being said, there will be, a 10 a.m. video tomorrow. So be on the lookout for that. I'll post the premiere window up after I get off of here. Y'all enjoy the rest of your evening. Be safe and be one.